Hey everybody. So this is just going to be a quick tutorial on how to solve some of the problems on today's assignment. So most of the problems, especially the top ones, look pretty much normal. Here you're going to be solving for the variable a. Here it's going to be r. So a lot of times we say solve for x, and some of them do indeed have x, but some of them have p's and they have different variables. So you're always going to solve for the variable. But some of them have something new in it, and that's called the distributive property. So what we're going to do is we're going to solve one of these today using the distributive property. So let's solve problem 3 together. So when you see something like this, all that means is you got to take the 6 times the x, because you got to distribute out the 6 to both of these. So what's 6 times x? If you said 6x, you're right. And then what's the 6 times 4? It's 24. And notice it's a positive 24, so it'll be plus 24. Then write the rest of the equation out. We don't want to skip steps. So here's my new equation after I use the distributive property. So now it looks similar to the ones you saw up above. So next thing you have to do is you're going to have to isolate the x. You want to get the x to one side. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to try and move this x over to this side. So in order to get rid of positive 4x, I'm going to subtract 4x from both sides. And so I'm going to subtract because I want to undo the plus 4x. So that cancels out, or that equals 0. What's 6x minus 4x? It said 2x. And you want to get in a habit of writing everything out again. I know some people like to skip steps, and we talk in class about working like a genius versus, and what that means is that you skip steps, you try and do everything in your head, and then you tend to lose track of steps, and you lose track of positives and negatives. So we want to write everything down. So again, we want to isolate this x. So we have to get rid of the positive 24. So in order to get rid of that, we want to undo it. So I'm going to subtract 24 from both sides, because again, we have to be equal. So positive 24 minus 24 simply is 0, so I'm left with just a 2x on this side. What's 28 minus 24? If you said 4, that's right. Now I've isolated the x, but I want to make sure that I don't have 2x. I want to just get 1x here. Now, one of the most common mistakes people will make is they'll say, well, if you want to get 1x, just subtract 1x. But if you subtract 1x from this side, you have to do it from this side. And if you do it from both sides, what do you get on the other side? You get an x. And now you have x's on both sides again, and we were trying to isolate the x. So subtracting doesn't work. So what you want to do is you want to divide. And again, you see me write this line down or draw this line. Basically, it's a lot like a fraction, and all fractions are division problems. So this really means 2 divided by 2. What's 2 divided by 2? 1. So you just have 1x. Do I have to put the 1 here? You can, but you don't have to, because there's already 1x there. You might say, well, what if it's 0x? Well, then you wouldn't put anything there. It's gone. And then what's 4 divided by 2 is 2. So x equals 2. So as you're solving these problems, you'll have another one where you have to use distributive property. Some of these problems you're going to have to CLT, or combine like terms. So you know how to do these. We've done, I don't know, 50, 60 of these so far this year. So use this as an example to help you solve the other ones. And as always, if you have questions, ask and seek out help.